Can you pass this Red Hat Certified Specialist in OpenShift AI EX267 practice round? You have 18 exam-style questions. Lock in each answer before the reveal. Keep score, and use each explanation to spot the exam cue. Question 1 starts now. Question 1 of 18. Which framework provides the standard APIs for managing machine learning models as serverless containers? Option A. Jenkins Pipeline Execution Automation Engine Architecture. Option B. K-Serve Serving Framework Platform Architecture. Option C. Ceph Storage Architecture Cluster Management System. Option D. Apache Kafka Distributed Streaming Platform Architecture. Choose the best answer before the reveal. The correct answer is option B. K-Serve Serving Framework Platform Architecture. Exam logic. The K-Serve framework provides standard APIs for managing machine learning models as serverless containers. It handles inference scaling natively, whereas tools like Jenkins or Kafka focus on continuous delivery or streaming. Question 2 of 18. Which component coordinates model routing, loading, and unloading across model mesh pods? Option A. Tecton Pipeline's webhook container within the execution architecture. Option B. Red Hat Advanced Cluster Management Multi-Cluster Engine Component. Option C. Model Mesh Serving Coordinator Container within the serving architecture. Option D. Jupyter Notebook Controller Container within the environment setup. Lock in your pick before the reveal. The correct answer is option C. Model Mesh Serving Coordinator Container within the serving architecture. Why it works. The Model Mesh Serving Coordinator container is responsible for managing model placement and routing across the serving pods. In the exam, remember that standard K-Serve or Model Mesh deployments rely on this internal coordinator rather than external cluster managers. Question 3 of 18. What type of object storage is verified and fully supported out of the box for OpenShift AI data connections? Option A. AWS S3 and any fully S3 compatible object storage, for example, MinIO, Red Hat Ceph ADF. Option B. Bare metal floppy disk emulators. Option C. Direct attached block storage attachments. Option D. Local Linux NFS shares only. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. The correct answer is option A. AWS S3 and any fully S3 compatible object storage. Example, MinIO, Red Hat Ceph SODF. Key Q. AWS S3 and other S3 compatible object storage solutions are the standard for OpenShift AI data connections. Block storage and local file shares lack the necessary S3 API compatibility required by the platform's underlying SDKs. Quick score check. You are a quarter of the way in. Note the topics you want to review and keep going. Question 4 of 18. Before a user can create or execute data science pipelines within a project, what must be provisioned first? Option A. A secondary multi-model serving runtime engine. Option B. A dedicated high-performance GPU machine set. Option C. An object storage-backed pipeline server. Option D. A custom Git synchronization cluster webhook. Make the call before the reveal. The correct answer is option C. An object storage-backed pipeline server. Behind the answer, an object storage-backed pipeline server must be provisioned in a project before creating or executing data science pipelines. This server manages the Argo workflows and relies on object storage to persist pipeline artifacts and outputs. Question 5 of 18. When configuring OpenShift AI serverless serving runtimes, which backing networking structural layer is explicitly mandated? Option A. Calico Network Controller. Option B. Red Hat OpenShift Service Mesh Operator. Option C. OpenShift SDN Layer. Option D. OVN Kubernetes Infrastructure. Choose the best answer before the reveal. The correct answer is option B. Red Hat OpenShift Service Mesh Operator. Reasoning. Serverless model serving in OpenShift AI explicitly requires the Red Hat OpenShift Service Mesh Operator to handle traffic routing. Knative serving builds upon this service mesh layer, making it a mandatory prerequisite for serverless deployments. Question 6 of 18. What occurs if a workbench exceeds its defined memory limit on the OpenShift container platform cluster? Option A. The node reduces the CPU frequency to compensate for usage. Option B. The workbench automatically expands its persistent storage volume. Option C. The container is terminated by the killer mechanism. Option D. The cluster migrates the pod to a higher capacity node. Lock in your pick before the reveal. The correct answer is option C. The container is terminated by the killer mechanism. What the exam tests here. The killer terminates containers when they exceed their defined memory limits to protect the node. Workbenches are standard pods, so standard OpenShift memory enforcement applies rather than automatic volume expansion or live pod migration. Question 7 of 18. How do you update the credentials of an existing data connection in an OpenShift AI project? Option A. Modify the master cluster installation configuration YAML file. Option B. Reinstall the entire Red Hat OpenShift AI operator platform. Option C. Edit the data connection resource within the project dashboard. Option D. Delete and recreate the entire data science project container. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. The correct answer is option C. Edit the data connection resource within the project dashboard. Exam logic. Existing data connections are easily updated by editing the resource directly within the OpenShift AI project dashboard. Reinstalling the operator or recreating the entire data science project is an unnecessary distractor that causes complete data loss. Question 8 of 18. What protocol is used by the pipeline server to communicate with the S3 bucket artifact repository? Option A. NFS Network File Sharing Mounting Communication Protocol. Option B. S3 API Protocol via HTTPS Secure Transmission Channel. Option C. SSH File Transfer Protocol Execution Security Channel. Option D. SMB or CIFS Local File System Network Mapping Protocols. Make the call before the reveal. The correct answer is option B. S3 API Protocol via HTTPS Secure Transmission Channel. Why it works? The pipeline server communicates with the S3 bucket artifact repository using the S3 API protocol over HTTPS. This ensures secure object storage access, whereas traditional file sharing protocols like NFS or SSH are not supported. Halfway point. Check your score, reset your focus, and treat the next question as a fresh start. Question 9 of 18. Which custom resource is used to configure GPU resource limits and tolerances for specific workloads in OpenShift AI? Option A. Accelerator Profile. Option B. GPU Monitoring. Option C. Data Science Cluster. Option D. Cluster Policy. Choose the best answer before the reveal. The correct answer is option A. Accelerator Profile. Key Q. Accelerator Profile is the custom resource used to define identifiers, tolerations, and resource limits for accelerators like GPUs. The Data Science Cluster custom resource manages the overall OpenShift AI components and not the specific hardware tolerances. Question 10 of 18. What target identity configuration allows OpenShift AI workloads to run operations against AWS resources without raw password keys? Option A. IAM roles for service accounts, URSA. Option B. Machine config API token engines. Option C. Cluster role binding identity associations. Option D. Security context constraints parameters. Lock in your pick before the reveal. The correct answer is option A. IAM roles for service accounts, URSA. Behind the answer, IAM roles for service accounts allow cloud resources to be accessed securely using short-lived tokens linked to a service account. The other options do not provide native passwordless AWS authentication mechanisms for OpenShift workloads. Question 11 of 18. Which model serialization formatting structure is universally handled by the integrated OpenVINO model serving runtime engine? Option A. TensorFlow saved model structures. Option B. ONNX or IR format structures. Option C. HDF5 Keras output weights. Option D. PyTorch pickle file dumps. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. The correct answer is option B, Onyx or IR format structures. Reasoning. The OpenVINO model server primarily processes models serialized in the Open Neural Network Exchange or intermediate representation formats. While other frameworks can be converted, Onyx and IR are the direct native inputs for this specific runtime. Question 12 of 18. Which base directory is typically used as the persistent storage mount path inside standard Jupyter Notebook workspaces? Option A, /shared cloud multi-user directory. Option B, var/log diagnostic storage container area. Option C, /root management administration space. Option D, /opt/approot/src target directory space. Make the call before the reveal. The correct answer is option D, /opt/approot/src target directory space. What the exam tests here. Standard OpenShift AI Jupyter workbenches mount persistent storage to the /optube approot/src directory, keeping user files intact across restarts. Other directories like /root or /var/log are used for system processes and lack persistence guarantees. Question 13 of 18. What custom resource, CR, defines the global configuration and active components of Red Hat OpenShift AI? Option A, Data Science Cluster. Option B, Model Serving Runtime. Option C, Pipeline Server. Option D, DSC Initialization. Choose the best answer before the reveal. The correct answer is option A, Data Science Cluster. Exam logic. The Data Science Cluster custom resource defines the active components and global configuration of the OpenShift AI installation. DSC initialization handles preliminary setup, but Data Science Cluster is the primary resource for component management. 3/4 done. You are in the home stretch, so tighten your focus and keep reasoning from the evidence. Question 14 of 18. Where does a data scientist input secure database passwords inside an OpenShift AI project to keep them hidden? Option A, Git repositories tracked via clear text files. Option B, shared plain text, config map resource maps. Option C, project environment variable secrets configuration. Option D, inline Python notebook code variable fields. Lock in your pick before the reveal. The correct answer is option C, project environment variable secrets configuration. Why it works. OpenShift secrets are designed to store sensitive information like database passwords securely and can be mapped as environment variables. Storing passwords in config maps, plain text, or code exposes them to unauthorized users. Question 15 of 18. How can an administrator add a proprietary enterprise notebook image to the OpenShift AI dashboard launch list? Option A, edit the config map in the OpenShift operators namespace. Option B, create a custom notebook image setting in the OpenShift AI dashboard administrative view. Option C, edit the cluster admin cluster role. Option D, modify the OpenShift container platform console deployment. Decide on the strongest option before the reveal. The correct answer is option B, create a custom notebook image setting in the OpenShift AI dashboard administrative view. Key Q. Administrators can add proprietary images directly via the custom notebook image settings in the OpenShift AI dashboard. Modifying low-level operator config maps or cluster roles bypasses the supported configuration method. Question 16 of 18. Which component handles the translation of Elera visual pipeline files into Tecton pipeline executions? Option A, native serving event router. Option B, Elera runtime processor integrated with the OpenShift AI pipeline backend. Option C, OpenShift build config engine. Option D, Red Hat Ansible automation platform. Make the call before the reveal. The correct answer is option B, Elera runtime processor integrated with the OpenShift AI pipeline backend. Behind the answer, the Elera runtime extension converts visual notebook pipelines into runnable Tecton resources within OpenShift AI. Avoid distractors like native or Ansible, which handle serving or automation rather than pipeline compilation. Final stretch. Keep applying the same process and make each remaining answer count. Question 17 of 18. What API object provides persistent data structures to pipelines when running automated data engineering tasks via Elira? Option A. Config Maps Cache Store. Option B. S3 Object Storage via Data Connections. Option C. Empty dir local pod cache. Option D. Persistent volume claims. Choose the best answer before the reveal. The correct answer is option B, S3 Object Storage via Data Connections. Reasoning. Elira pipelines persist intermediate artifacts using S3 Object Storage defined through OpenShift AI data connections. For the exam, remember that config maps or empty dir volumes do not provide the required durable shared storage. Question 18 of 18. What role does Red Hat OpenShift serverless play in single model serving architecture setups? Option A. Compiling Python notebook files into executable native binaries. Option B. Scaling inference pods based on request volume including to 0. Option C. Provisioning persistent storage claims automatically across nodes. Option D. Syncing remote Git repository branches to worker storage volumes. Lock in your pick before the reveal. The correct answer is option B. Scaling inference pods based on request volume including to 0. What the exam tests here. OpenShift serverless scales deployed inference endpoints dynamically, including scaling to 0 when idle. This is essential for managing compute costs, unlike compilation or storage provisioning, which serve different roles.